So for this video, I'm going to be doing a rehearsal video. It's my second one of the Romeo and Juliet monologue, which is the character Romeo. And basically, I'm just going to go through the feedback that I got from the last rehearsal video. So basically, it was mainly about my body language and facial expression, which is something that I expected, because I'm mainly focused on my vocal expression, made sure that I knew exactly what I was talking about and made sure I had the right emotion for it. I also had that I need to get off script, which I'm in this rehearsal video I'm not going to, but I'm going to try and use my body language and facial expression as much as possible, and then for the final piece I'm going to make sure that I am off script. The final thing that I had was that I needed to work on my TH sounds. So basically, to do that, I've just gone through it all, and you can see there's like dots here and here, and that's basically where all the TH and Fs are. And I've just been trying to focus as much as I can on them, making sure I get the right sounds and not, like, say if there's a TH sound doing an F sound by accident, because it is very important to get the pronunciation right, because it's a Shakespearean piece. So now I'm going to do a rehearsal video, a rehearsal of me doing the monologue, basically just trying to work on the feedback that I got given. And I am going to be on script for this still, even though it was one of my feedbacks, just because I want to focus on the facial expression and body language more than remembering the lines. Okay, so I'm just going to try and get into the kind of like body of my character, I think it'll help me understand the character more this way if I try and like stand how I think he would be standing. So I think he'd be like more light on his feet, just because he isn't at this point a very powerful character. He's had a lot of loss at this point. He's heartbroken, so he wouldn't have like a very steady ground. He wouldn't have his feet planted, and he wouldn't really have a good posture. But because of his background, I think he would have a bit of a posture, just because of right now, because he's heartbroken and all of his loss. He wouldn't like be focusing on having a good posture. So now I'm just gonna start. How oft men are at the point of death have they been merry, which the keepers call a lightning before death? Oh, how may I call it a lightning? Oh, my love, my wife, death hath sucked the honey of thy breath. I've had no power yet upon thy beauty, thou art not conquered. Beauty inside yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks. Death's pale flag is not advanced there. Talbot lies there in thy bloody sheet. Oh, what more favour can I do to thee than with that hand that cut thy youth in twine to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin, and dear Juliet, white heart, yet so fair. Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thy here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here I will remain with worms that are thy chambermaid. Here I will set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of unauspicious stars from this world word flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, are you. The doors of breath seal with a righteous kiss. A dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct. Come, unsavoury guide. Thou desperate pilot, now at once run on the dashing rocks of thy seasick weary bark. Here's to my love, true Baphomet. Thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die. So when rewatching the monologue rehearsal that I just did, I wrote down some of my own feedback, and basically I noticed that I was rocking back and forth a lot more than I thought I was, and I think that's just because I was nervous, but I need to make sure that even though my feet aren't planted, I'm not like rocking back and forth all the time. I also need to make sure that it flows a bit more, which I think that was because I wasn't sure in that rehearsal when I wanted to heighten it, because it's been quite a while since I did the first rehearsal. And then I noticed that I stumbled over quite a few words as well, some that were like a bit of a mouthful and some that I didn't really understand, which I'm going to work on that, and then hopefully it won't stumble as much. And also I found that sometimes I stood like too close to the camera or too close to the left or to the right, and I think I need to make sure that I stay in the centre, and I can go backwards, but I need to have a point where I'd stop going forward, because then it becomes too much and like the top of my head gets cut out to the camera. So now after watching the monologue and doing my own feedback, I'm going to record another version of me doing the monologue and just like trying to take on board the feedback that I gave myself. How oft when men are at the point of death have they been merry, which the keepers call a lightning before death? Or how may I call these a lightning? Death hath sucked thy honey of thy breath, hath had no power yet upon thy beauty, thou art not conquered, beauty inside yet. Is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, death's pale flag has not advanced there. Talbot, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet, and what more favour can I do to thee than with that hand that cut thy youth in twine, to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin, oh dear Juliet, why art yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean abhorred monster keeps you here in thy dark to be his paramour? Feel that I will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here I will remain, with worms that are of thy chamber made, or here will set my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-word flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace, and lips, oh you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct, come, safe guide. The desperate pilot, now at once run on the dashing rocks, thy seed-sick weary bark. Here's to my love, O true apothecary. Thy drugs are quick, thus with a kiss I die.